Hi guys. Hi guys, welcome to a so again. Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like if you've liked it. Before I get into this video, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to every single one of you who subscribed to this channel, liked the video, commented on my videos. Honestly, I can't believe that we're nearly at 300 subscribers. I never thought I would have that many, so thank you to every single one of you who has done any interaction with this channel at all. Honestly, thank you so much. So today I am again with the whiteboard. The video that I did with the whiteboard, which was my 10 top tips you must know, is my most watched video, most liked video, and a lot of you are here because of that video. So I thought I would do another video with the whiteboard. So as you can see from the title, I'm going to be doing my 10 reasons for cross-stitching. I think many of us have different reasons for cross-stitching, and I just thought it'd be quite a fun video to share with you why I cross-stitch, and hopefully you can comment below and tell me some of the reasons why you cross-stitch, because like I said, I think everyone has different reasons for cross-stitching. So I just thought it was quite an interesting video really, and I just wanted to share with you the reasons why I like to cross-stitch as well. So I'm going to be sharing 10, there could be more. When I was sitting down and going through it, I was like, is there more than 10? And I couldn't really figure out any more than 10. So I thought 10 was a pretty good number to start with. So I'm going to be listing them here on this whiteboard. Now, they're not going to be numbered in order or anything. So they're just going to be reasons why I cross stitch, but there will probably be some that I go into more detail. So let's get started. I've just gone ahead and I've just put the title and the numbers, so I'm just going to go through, and I think the first one to start with has to be how you got into cross stitching. So I think I've mentioned this before, and it is actually a family tradition. My nan actually taught me when I was very little. I think she was originally teaching my mum and my older sister, and while she was teaching them, I kind of picked up on it, and I started with a really easy cross stitch. From then I just have loved it. I think I went through a period when I was a lot younger though where I didn't really cross stitch. It was only when I was about 18 years old, which is about 10 years ago now, when I really started to see why I loved cross stitching and the benefits that it gave me. I will show you the first one that I ever framed, and my nan actually framed this for me. It is such a special piece to me, and so I will always be grateful to her for giving me this beautiful hobby that we all share and love and have a passion for. So yeah, my first reason is because it was shown to me as a child and I fell in love with it, and ever since I have carried on doing it. So the first one is a family tradition. So moving on to number 2, and that is different options. And what I mean by that is there are so many designers, there's so many materials, lots of different colours, lots of different threads. There is something out there for everybody. If you are new to cross stitching and you're not really sure what you like, what you will like, I do think that with testing the waters and maybe trying a few different patterns, different materials, you really start to find what you enjoy working with. And I love that there are so many different options for everybody. There's easy patterns, there's hard patterns, there's easy material, there's challenging material. There's so many different options, and that's the second reason why I love cross stitching. Moving on to the third one, I think this one is probably the biggest factor as to why I cross stitch today, and that is cross stitching really helps me with my anxiety. So without going into too much detail about this, I have struggled with anxiety for a very long time, and it was around in my late teens, early 20s that I realised that cross stitching actually was quite a powerful thing for me if I felt stressed or had any kind of anxiety in that day and I couldn't quite shake it off. I can sit down and I can get my cross stitching out, put the TV on, put a bit of Netflix on, and within a couple of hours, it's amazing how I can go from being really, really stressed, having nerves in my stomach, to a couple of hours later be feeling really relaxed and chilled. And for me, cross stitching just allows me to switch off. It's amazing how time just disappears. If you're someone who overthinks and worries and things like that, cross stitching for me, it really helps me to just switch off and stop worrying about whatever I'm worrying about. It is just what I call my medication, and I just think it's amazing that I've managed to find this. And again, I'm so grateful to my nan who brought this amazing hobby into my life. It's great, absolutely love it. So moving on to a fun reason, and I think this has to be something that everybody loves, and it's probably everyone's reason for cross stitching, and that is once you've finished it, you can display it. I honestly cannot tell you how amazing it is to spend hours and hours and hours on a piece or your project, and then when you frame it or you take it to the framers and you finally stick it up on your wall where you've been planning to have it, or maybe you haven't planned to have it. Sometimes I will cross stitch and I have no clue where I'm going to put it, but when you finally get that place that you know it's going to be its home, it is amazing feeling to have it sitting on your wall, something you've spent hours and hours and hours, you know, on a bad day, a bad day, a good day, you know. If you think about it, some of our cross stitching can take a whole year, can take 3 years, can take ages, and we have so much going on in our lives for each year. Especially now with obviously everything that's going on in the world right now, all my pieces that I'm working on now, they're going to hold some form of memory of what I'd been through in that year whilst I was cross stitching it. And it's just amazing to have something to be displayed that you have actually created, to go from a blank canvas to this beautiful piece that you have made. It is just amazing when you finally get to display it and you get your friends and your family come round, and quite often, you know, people comment, and it's a great feeling. So that is my number 4. So my 5th one is kind of like a general reason really, and that is that it's a hobby. I think it's great to have something in your life that's yours and is something that you enjoy doing, and it really passes your time in the day. And for a while before I really got into cross stitching in my early adult years, there was a period where I just didn't really have a hobby, as I used to dance. Dancing used to take up a lot of my time when I was younger, and there was just a period where I just didn't really have anything to do, and I dug out my cross stitching and it's stuck with me ever since. And it's great to have that something to go to when you don't really want to sit down and watch TV, or you don't want to read a book, or you don't even want to go outside, but you want to do something different. And I just love having something that I'm passionate about. And yeah, so there's not really much to say about this one. It's great to have a hobby. My 6th reason is where you guys come into really, and that is being part of a community and sharing your work. If it's on Facebook, if it's on YouTube, I'm part of quite a few Facebook groups, and being able to share my work and seeing everyone else's work, it's great. It's amazing to have that community where we're all passionate about something and we all share the same interests. I've recently started a sale. It's my first sale. It's the peppermint purple sale, I think it is. I'll correct it if I'm wrong on the screen. And it's amazing to be part of something where we're all in it together and we're sharing each other's work. It's just such a wonderful feeling to have. And it's the same for the community that we have on YouTube. I am really thinking of starting a floss tube series, so if you are interested in that, please let me know in the comments section below, as I have been thinking about sharing my work and really communicating and connecting with you guys. But yeah, so we have the wonderful floss tube, which I watch all the time. There is just so many different platforms now for cross stitching. I would never have thought that it would be something that I would be able to reach out to so many people and share this passion with. So 6th one is having a community. So my 7th one is very similar to number 2 in that there are so many different things that you can do with your cross stitching, so very similar to options, but this one is me actually having different things that I can make with cross stitching. I can make a card out of it, I can make a pillow, I can make a picture to display. There are so many different things, Christmas decorations. And so my 7th one is having different items to create with. Yeah, so I just think that I've made so many different cross-stitching cards. I've made gifts for people with my cross-stitching, and I just love that there are so many different varieties on what you can do with your cross-stitching. If you wanted to make a Christmas card for someone, you can make one. If you wanted to make a pillow for your house or your bed, you can make one, and you can choose the colour scheme that goes with your room or your bedroom or whatever. And so I just love that you can do many different things. So on to number 8, and that is, with cross stitching you can make handmade gifts. And I think a lot of people like handmade gifts because you know that person has put so much time into it, and you can make it personal to that person. And I have personally made a few gifts now for people with my cross stitching. Most of the time I do cards, so birthday cards or cross stitching cards or whatever. I've made a cross stitching wedding anniversary picture for 2 of my best friends, and it was just such a wonderful feeling to know that I was spending so much time on this piece that I know would mean so much to them, and being able to give them that piece and seeing their faces, it was just such a great feeling. And I think the last one that I did was I created the robin warmth in the palms, robin in the palms, I think. And there is actually a time lapse on this channel, and I gave my mum that for Christmas. And again, it was just such an amazing feeling to spend that time. And actually, whilst you're cross stitching, it's just a different feeling to cross stitching for yourself. You really want to complete it, and it really drives you on to complete the work. And I just love it. And also you can make it personalized. If you're struggling with a gift to get somebody, or you don't want to buy the standard gift from Amazon or from the internet, you can create something that is unique to you and your friendship, or your mum or your dad or your sister or your brother or anyone who you're doing it for. And I just think it's an amazing thing that you can create something and give it to someone as a gift. So that is my number 8. With number 8 follows my 9th reason for cross stitching, and that is it allows you to be creative. And I think that for me is probably one of my favourite things about cross stitching is that if I want to make something for somebody, I have to be creative and I have to be unique, and it just allows me to add a bit of personality to my pieces. If I want to change something, I can change it. If I want to use different colours, I can. And I just love that you can be creative, and it allows you to be creative. I don't tend to do a lot of pieces that I've made personally, but when I have, I've just thoroughly enjoyed it, from the challenge to the frustration of not getting it right. But when you finally create it, it's just amazing that this is something that I had created and it's now something I have done and made, and here it is. I just love that because of the different options, again, number 2, and because of the different things that you can do, it allows you to be creative. And I suppose all these reasons kind of marry up with each other. And so yeah, number 9 is that it allows you to be creative. So on to the last one, and that is the sense of achievement you get at the end. Once you've made it, when you've put that last stitch into your piece, it's just amazing. The feeling that you get when you've completed it. And you know, this is before you've even framed it. Some of you may be different, but I get that sense of achievement when I've put that last stitch in and it's finished. Some people may get that once they've framed it, and you know, they don't get that finished feeling, but I'm not someone who rushes out to get things framed. I've got quite a few that are sitting in my cupboard that need to be framed. But for me, when I put that last stitch in, it's just an amazing feeling. You've spent so many hours on this piece. It could be a couple of months, could be years, it could be something that you've made for someone and you've finally done it and you've got your last stitch in and it's complete. It's just an amazing feeling. I absolutely love it. The hours that you've put in, the downfalls when you've had to change things or you've made a mistake, up to the really great days where you've spent all day cross stitching, you've had so much time to do it, and it's just amazing. So there we have it, my 10 reasons for cross stitching. I was actually really surprised when I sat down and I was going through this and planning this video, and I was really surprised that there were so many reasons. I'll show you how I did it. So this was me planning in my little planning book, and I would definitely recommend doing this. It doesn't have to be in this kind of display, but I would definitely sit down and really think as to why you cross stitch, especially if you're somebody who has lost your cross stitching bug, or you're just really struggling to really pick things back up again. Or maybe you're new to cross stitching and you've started it and you like it. Just sit down and, you know, see the reasons and the benefits as to why you cross stitch, because I was really surprised at how much cross stitching actually brings to my life, and it's something that I'm going to be doing for a very long time. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, guys. That's it from me, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.